Appearance and reality. Many of us experience a great deal of suffering, yet we are often unaware that the fundamental causes of suffering are cognitive in origin. We mentally construct a vision of reality, but this self-created reality does not always reflect things as they truly are due to ignorance. While this distorted perception may sometimes be harmless, it can also give rise to negative mental states such as ignorance, desire, and hatred. One of the most pervasive self-created distortions is the false notion of the self. The concept of self is nearly universal among human beings, but its basis is an imputation that is fundamentally false. The imputation of a self arises from the collection of elements that constitute the psychological personality. These elements are referred to as the 5 aggregates. 1. Form. 2. Feelings. 3. Discriminations. 4. Conditional factors. 5. Consciousness. Among these 5 aggregates, we mistakenly project something more, a supposed essence, a self, or a soul. The self that we imagine appears to be self-sufficient and enduring. However, the 5 aggregates from which we impute a self are in constant flux. Form refers to material phenomena, including the 4 great elements. Feelings refer to sensations that arise when the senses come into contact with objects. Discriminations refer to the mental differentiations we make regarding objects of perception through sensory contact. Conditional factors include volitional activities, both positive and negative. Karma is included in this category. Consciousness encompasses 6 types: visual, auditory, olfactory, gustatory, tactile, and mental consciousness. The self is merely a label imputed onto these constantly changing phenomena. This mistaken notion of self leads to grasping and attachment, which in turn result in harmful actions. It is exceptionally challenging to dislodge the notion of self because it is deeply ingrained. Each of us has nurtured this belief not only in the present lifetime but across countless past lives. How, then, can we work to eradicate the false notion of self? 1. Reasoned recognition. Begin by recognizing, through reasoning, that the belief in an inherently existing self is untenable. If a self were to exist, it would have to be either dependent or independent of the psychophysical aggregates. Careful analysis reveals that either conclusion leads to the understanding that the self is a mere fiction. 2. Meditation and familiarization. Continuous meditation on and familiarization with this reasoning will transform intellectual recognition into intuitive and direct experience. It is important to note that intellectual understanding is not the same as fully grasping a concept. Buddhist texts distinguish between 3 levels of understanding. 1. Hearing, a superficial understanding gained from listening to teachings. 2. Pondering, a deeper understanding developed by reflecting on the significance of what has been heard. 3. Meditation, internalizing what has been learned and reflected upon through direct experience, transcending conceptual understanding. This final level requires sustained meditation. For many Westerners, the rejection of the existence of self may seem to be cognitive suicide, which is deeply unsettling and is a profound loss. Buddhists view the denial of self as liberating and a profound gain. The rejection of a fixed self leads to the realization that one's nature is never static or predetermined. By understanding this, individuals can exert control over the processes of change and growth. This opens the path to progress in wisdom, compassion, and patience, ultimately leading to complete liberation from the frailties, sufferings, and limitations of ordinary beings.